It is 12:58. Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Lucas Panzica. The Titans offense could never get out of the gates and were outgained 341-94 in a 27-3 loss at the Cleveland Browns on Sundays. The Titans dropped to 1-2 on the season. The Browns scoring 14 points in the second half to the Titans 0. Titans ran the ball for only 26 yards on 15 attempts. Ryan Tannehill sacked 5 times. Tonight, it's Monday Night Football doubleheader. The Bucs host the Eagles at 6:15, and at 7:15, the 1-1 Rams visit the Titans' next opponent, the 0-2 Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow questionable tonight with a calf injury. You can hear that game live right here on The Zone, courtesy of Westwood One. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once in your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Well. It is Monday. I know that. It's a nice day in Nashville. I know that.
Beautiful day.
I know it was a long afternoon yesterday in Cleveland for a bunch of guys in two-tone blue. It was the longest day we've seen in a while from this crew. This is, I'm going to tell you, Blaine, that was hard to look at. And I went back and,
It aged me.
I thought your beard looked grayer today, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Yeah, I had to shave it down, man. Yeah, Lee. That one there, I said in the pregame that, I was afraid that Watson would be Watson again, Texans Watson. And I wouldn't say he was quite that, but he was definitely much better than he had played.
Yeah.
I mean, he was breaking tackles even when the, defensive line got after him a little bit, making plays down the field. Naturally, the secondary didn't have a good day. And, I thought, even the defensive line just played okay. Now, you could say, oh, yeah, we stopped the run. But I think that's a given to me at this point in time. They got to affect the passer more so than not. And the reason why I say that is everybody talks about our defense, how good it is. And I keep saying, yeah, it's a good defense, but it's not a great. We saw a great defense. You got to see what it looks like. And it's because they match up with the pass rushers and elite secondary. They at least got one number one corner award because they're paying him that and he balls like that. And then they got one guy that's even missing. But guess what? The other two guys is behind them. Oh, they really good, too. Yeah, Emerson and I forgot what 23. Mitchell. Mitchell was his
And
name.
like you said in the pregame, they're not going to change anything because the one guy's missing. You run what you run, and they'll plug somebody else in. And they did.
Yeah, so they played, just as well as I saw them play against the Steelers defensively. Just the Steelers, made more plays on defense that scored touchdowns. So, that was disappointing. But naturally, all the conversation is going to be about Dillard and Myles Garrett, who's an elite player. Here's what happened in this game. The Titans' weaknesses, which they addressed to a certain extent this offseason, which is offensive line. When you go against a superstar player, he matched up against them, and he owned them. We tried to address the secondary. Secondary didn't play well. Pass interference, blown calls, holding, so they didn't, especially the cornerback position there. And those weaknesses, came out in the open, and unfortunately, it just didn't work. They tried to, maybe a little too late in the game, they should have had a game plan earlier, maybe after a couple of drives that Garrett could be a problem. So they tried to put a tight end out there. They was chipping at times. And at some point, he's got to be able to block the guy by himself. There's just no way you're going to double a guy all game long. So they just got owned. I mean, and everybody saw it, on offense. And then defense was just okay. And Watson once again. So that's really the tale of the tape. We could talk about blown coverages and everything else. The one thing that bothered me, at the end, it was 6 minutes left. The game is over. It is over. I'm like, Now, I just want somebody to explain to me, if I'm the coach, all backups. And I know we ain't got a lot of them, so some guys going to still have to play. I'm playing them all, whether it's offense, defense, doesn't even matter to me. I don't care about the position. If we got a guy that can play the position on the roster, put him out there, and we got to throw in the white towel. This game is over. Reason why I say that, it's not like throwing in the towel. I need to see them out here in some games. We have no shot of winning. And also, I'm also protecting my starters from getting injured. So if you don't want them to get hurt in the preseason, the end of this game was like a preseason. This game is over.
Yeah.
So there's certain things about this game. I just think they got out, played for sure, but they also got out coached. Some well-designed plays by the Browns and their offensive staff and the head coach there. One is a good example is they knew they were going to get Z's in man-to-man. They motioned the back out wide, which linebacker is not usually out wide. Mm-hmm. And then they did a sluggo, which is a slant go. He looked, he peeked. He's not used to being in that kind of space. And then they just took off, and they threw it. They got exactly what they practiced. They schemed up things well. They did the dink and dunk. Let's get my quarterback in rhythm. Sharp 5-yard passes. We could have done the same thing. We did not. 5-yard passes, get him into a rhythm, slow down his pass rush. His defensive line is legit. Mm-hmm. All right? But we didn't. If we did, it was a little too late. So it's just they got us. And guess what? Every team goes through and has a clunker. You just hope it doesn't manifest as the season goes along to the next game. I don't, the Bengals defensively up front, there's just no other Myles Garrett. So let's just say that. So, even the other guy, sometimes, Dillard would do well on a play. And then the other guys or somebody else would make a mistake, whether it was Hubbard or somebody interiorly or what have you. So it was just a snowball effect. It was really sickening to watch, really. I couldn't even go back and watch it again. I couldn't. I tried. I was like, oh, my. I know what's about to happen. Myles Garrett took over the game. He took over the game. Watch this. When we played the Chargers, it showed glimpses, man. Remember, Bosa didn't start the game. Mm-hmm. He only played in passing situations, and he got like 2 sacks, right?
Yeah.
So there were signs of this coming. I still, there's no other options to me that's better. I know everybody's going to want to tinker with the line, and if it was me, I would not do that. I would stick, hold for it. You got to believe in the guys you have out there, and hopefully he continues to get better. But we're not going to play Myles Garrett again, at least right now in the regular season.
Thank the good Lord.
So we'll see how he progresses. And then on the, Myles Garrett giving them tips. I know this is a different generation. And, these guys all know each other, and they talk after the game. If I would have played that poorly, I don't even know if I would have had the heart to even stay out there. I would have been so pissed. I don't need somebody to tell me what my weaknesses are. I should know them already. So, yeah, that one there, I would have kept that in my back pocket. I wouldn't have told nobody that story there. There's no way if I'm telling somebody, that he was like, hey, man, these are things I saw. I appreciate it, but I wouldn't have told nobody. I would have said, thank you. Crap. Dang. Oh, what he's going to say? Wish you would have told me before the game. Man, get out of here, man. Something is missing with Dillard because he has the ability. It is not a doubt in my mind. I kept on saying about the anchor. What did he do? Bull rush him, and then I set up everything else after that. It's just, I don't know what it is. Maybe he's not a dog, And, some people, disagree, with the mentality that you got to have as a lineman. But you got to be a guy that doesn't take crap. I mean, if somebody is beating you, you got to start saying, okay, I'm out to test this dude's will. Because sometimes the super duper athletes like Myles Garrett, sometimes those guys aren't like super tough dudes. They're just athletically so gifted off the charts. When you test them and you start saying, all right, I'm about to start playing these mind games. And I was real big for this because I was outmatched every time I played. It didn't matter. So I'm going to play this game with you. I'm going to see if I can intimidate you in some form or fashion. And I got to get in your head. And if it's once like, hey, man, you do that again, I'm going to take you out. When I'm talking about taking you out, I'm going to intentionally go after you to get you out this game. And matter of fact, maybe this season. So you got to start having that mentality. As bad as that sounds, that is sports.
That's real life.
That is football.
That's real life.
It's just the way it is. Yeah. I don't think he has any of that. I don't think he has it. I think that's the main thing, Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, he told me what I need to. Man, you better get out of here with that. If I was on his team and he would have said, man, yeah, man, Myles Garrett told me what I got. What? He told you what was wrong? Man, he just slapped you in your face. That's what he just did. So he gotta, hey man, they don't make him like they used to. Boy, I would have been heated in that locker room. I was like, hey man, we better. We all got to do better. But man, you gonna be on that island again. Rest assured. It ain't all on the coaches. I mean, at some point they can't help you with everything. Only thing I can say was really out of control. I did not like the play calling for those 3 plays right before the half. They were all passes. And I know he's trying to say, oh, I got to get everybody out. Well, guess what? Sometimes you got to say, nah, I don't. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'm going to live for another down. Guess what? This may be a defensive game. Let's take this field goal. Sorry, Charlie. I can't risk it. Yeah. But, it's easy hindsight to I wouldn't have done it. I would have been happy to get 3 points. Then you would have momentum. You get the ball first. Hopefully you drive down. Guess what? It could have been 13-13 then. 13-6 at half. You would have kicked the field goal. Now 13-13. If you drive down, or 13-10, you get a field, or 9, you get a field goal. So worst case scenario, I don't know.
What was it like watching that last play of the first half, though? All you're thinking is, there's only one terrible outcome here, and it's just don't get a sack. Like, just don't get a sack.
It's not Tannehill's fault either. He had no time. As soon as he put his back foot in the ground, boom.
Yeah.
I'm just thankful he didn't fumble or get a safety one of the times. And, I wanted to do the quick game a little bit more in this game, but I don't know if it would have changed the outcome. They were just outmatched, outplayed, all over the place. Disappointing, but guess what? Even in a 13-3 year, 2 times in a row, we had a clunker. Yeah, you come out there. Sometimes you just don't have it. I'm hoping that's what this was. But, boy, it was Watson at his best. He did some tomfoolery, too, throwing the ball backwards. And we couldn't even take advantage of that. Dang it.
Play on either the first or second drive, he rolled out and fell down.
And they got up and threw a strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was it, the first third down of the game where Key hit him and Big Jeff both hit him, and he just sloughed him off and threw for the first down.
I told you. Some teams you just get, you have confidence against because you played them so many times, you're going to get out of the groove. And I just felt like, now watch him after this. Let's see if he gets into a groove now. Because he knows the opponent, and I always play well. Whether we win or lose, I play well. And then, by the way, I am perturbed. I don't know whose fault it was on that last touchdown, but I don't like any of that crap. If I'm a leader on that team, I felt like they quit.
Oh.
That is unacceptable. I heard Vrabel say it was Fulton's fault. Well, I don't know how they teach quarter coverage, but quarter means you got a quarter of the field. So you down on the numbers at the corner, and you down on the hashes if you the safety. Right. So to me, it was both. And it's easy to say Fulton when you know he's a free agent and Hooker's locked into a long-term deal. But in my mind, I would put 52% on Hooker. I'm sorry. He was sitting there just jumping up and down in the same spot, pat. Dude, your job is to get deep and get quarters. Go look at the other safety, Kevin Byard there. He was deep on his side.
Yeah.
So see, that's when you think the coach knows more. No. He shouldn't do that because he know I'm sitting over here and I know everything about coverages. That is not. I don't believe that one iota. Fulton should have been over the top of it, but that safety's supposed to make him belly around him and he pushes him to him, and then now Fulton can make a play on the ball. That's how it's supposed to work. We played a lot of this quarter coverage. That was like my I loved it because I could be quick to the run game and I could still be deep for the pass game. So I love that coverage there. It's all about eye discipline. I don't know. Hooker was sitting there patting, jumping him down like he was a rover. Like he didn't move at all. Like, what are you doing? And he had no threat. Nowhere. So I don't know. Maybe they teaching their quarter coverage a little different than I play. I don't know. I'm just saying.
He was guarding grass, as you say.
Yeah. Oh, I say that at Independence. That grass is always open. You better go find a player. Grass is always open, man. Better go get a player. Find it, man. We're playing zone. Dudes need help all over the place.
Oh, gosh.
It's desperation.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was a stinker there. So they'll throw that in the trash. Mm-hmm. You know what's so bad? You go back and watch the film from the film perspective, and I guarantee this happens. One player here or there is the guy who messed up.
Yeah.
Now, I know we can say Dillard messed up a lot, but then when he did do well or held the fort, somebody else messed up.
Right.
You're like, oh, crap. We had a good play call on that one.
Well, it's like you always tell me. Sometimes you win a game and you go back and watch the film and go, we blew stuff all over the field.
place.
The other team just made mistakes. And sometimes you said, you get your butt kicked, you think, and watch the film and go, every play, it's one guy blowing his assignment. Yeah. And the other team just happened to take advantage of it.
And don't get me talking about the corners play on the secondary. Button and Foden. Holding in the pass interference. And Button going to put out a tweet, on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, talking about they need to review pass interference. That we already tried that. That don't work.
Yeah.
That's not working.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, after 5 yards, Button, you can't hold them. You just can't. Even if he pushes you, they're gonna and grabs you. You gotta act like you try to put your arms back or something. They're gonna call it on you. Everything's built around offense now. It'd be a nightmare to play cornerback in the NFL.
Blaine, everything's built around offense. This team scored 3 points yesterday. And everything's built for offense. And this team scored 3 points in a league that's designed to score.
Y'all can rip Tim Kelly. This is the first time I can say I did not like the game plan and his adjustments throughout the game. That's why I said it was coaching, but ultimately, it always goes back to the players. You could say the coaches didn't put them in great positions at times, but even when they did, they still stunk it up. You could say, oh, man, we had, should have played deep. And then we got some bad calls. You could talk about the referee. Shoot, they blew that Cooper, but he scored a touchdown. I don't know what the referee, he was standing right there.
That was so bad.
He better not even be on any refereeing for the playoffs for any team.
Cooper he had a foot or two. It's not like it was close where they had to. It wasn't even close.
Good step. What are you doing,
I
bro?
don't know, man.
He was standing right there.
It just wasn't a good day.
Like a couple inches
Miles
of green between his foot and the sideline.
Oh, no, there's more than that even, Lucas. It was more than that. It looked like a foot even. I think the guy just breathed into his whistle and blew it, and he needed to hide. He needed to get away with Southwest Airlines. We got to get away. We'll come back. Phone lines are ringing, 615-737-1045. The Hitman is preaching. People are giving him amens in the F&M bank chat. They're liking what they're hearing.
Well, that means they're going to take him off the pregame show.
They can't do it when you speak the truth. So we'll speak some truth. We got Ding Dong of the Week coming up. Phone lines. We got lots of people on. They can give us a ding dong and give us their observations. You can too. It's all coming up next.